Welcome to Inside Santa Cruz. Today is Sunday, June 24th, 2018, and we're here at Cruz Beach. About 100 yards from the wharf, Jack O'Neill opened the first local surf shop in 1959, which became known as Boys Town.
Hair on my arm standing up right now. I can't believe that the actual original structure still exists, and it's in town still, and it looks great.
Well, I know when the Dream Inn was building, they had to move it, so I'm really excited that we're able to be here and appreciate the fact that it's still up and people are using it. So
yeah, it's still standing.
It's still standing, which is pretty, and it looks great. It's the same windows, the same door. You know, the roof looks the same. Of course, there used to be a surf shop on top of it. I always said, sometimes when Jack touches things, they take on a life of their own, don't you think?
Oh, definitely. I couldn't agree more.
So let's hear it for Jack O'Neill. Pioneering modern cold water surfing as we know it, and in the process helped put this community on the world map. So what could be more fitting than a state-recognized historical site, a lounge and soon-to-be restaurant in the beautiful Dream Inn, and now a street bearing his name, dedicated to Jack O'Neill's legacy.
I'd like to introduce our mayor, David Terrazas. Welcome, and what an honor it is and all the work you've done. I wanted to mention to our viewers that in 2013, you were then a city council member, and you created this wall at Cruz Beach, the mural, and made it happen. So this was dedicated in 2013, but now, 2018, he is our mayor. So congratulations
Thank you.
on that.
Thank you, Joyce.
And this whole mural was selected, and you were very instrumental in picking photos and taking care of this. So what a journey, and what a great thing.
Yeah, great. Yeah, back in 2011, we looked at how we can best recognize this location. This is, in 1959 was the location where Jack O'Neill established his first surf shop in Santa Cruz. Right. And for the city, and not only the world later we would know, it became a really important place. It not only introduced the brand of O'Neill's, but also really a culture, a California culture that's grown, I think, internationally. So we're really happy that Jack O'Neill relocated his family to Santa Cruz. I worked with Don Lawrenson from the planning department. We applied to the State Historical Commission, and back in 2012, the site was recognized by the California State Historical Commission as a site of historical interest. And then I worked with community members to have this mural established, as well as this plaque that's right here beside us.
That is so interesting.
I think really for us, having this plaque, having this mural, it's really recognizes the importance that the O'Neill family and the O'Neill business has here for Santa Cruz. It has been an important part of our culture, and it's grown internationally to show how California surf culture translates throughout the world.
And also, this roadway here is being named Jack O'Neill Way, and you're dedicating it today.
Yeah, today we're going to be dedicating this area as Jack O'Neill Way. So we're hoping to celebrate not only that designation, but also his work back in 1996 establishing the O'Neill Sea Odyssey. And since that time, there's been nearly 100,000 students that have gone through the program. So Jack's legacy, not only of creating a surf culture, a place where kids down here at Cal Beach stopped off, played, went in swimming and surfing. It's also been translated into ocean-based education on the Monterey Bay. So we're really grateful for his work in both of those areas, and we want to make sure that this is recognized for future generations to show the legacy of Jack O'Neill and the O'Neill family and its impact it's had on Santa Cruz and throughout the world. The entire council is really excited about this. I think, one, it just shows the importance of not only our blue economy, what it means to protect our ocean, but also all the businesses that are supported here that work together to try and protect our oceans. I'm really also grateful for the work of Dan Hafley, the executive director of the O'Neill Sea Odyssey. He's made a lasting impact to our community, and also in the creation of the Monterey Bay, his work, Monterey Bay Sanctuary, and also the way he's worked to make sure that we've looked at training the next generation of ocean stewards that are going to carry that legacy into the future.
All right, I want to introduce our very prestigious Executive Director of the O'Neill Sea Odyssey. Dan, you have done an amazing job here with us, but we are also celebrating today 100 students, and so 100,000 students this summer is a milestone. Tell me all about it. Tell our viewers.
So we're going to be celebrating a great milestone this summer, Joyce, which is 100,000 student. I anticipate that we'll hit that number in September. So far we've served 99,358 students to be exact. This started in 1996 in December when Jack took out 2 classes from Peggy Marcatello's class up at Mountain School, and we have been doing our program ever since. We're very pleased with the milestone, but more importantly, we're pleased with what these students have been able to learn.
Yeah, now this is for the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, is that correct?
That's correct. So it's a 4th, 6th, 5th, and 6th grade program. The program is geared towards schools that are elementary school level. It's an oceanography program, but the idea is that the students will learn to become stewards of the ocean as a result of the science that they learn, as a result of the navigation that they learn, as a result of the data that they collect.
Right.
As a result of our program. It's a one-day program on the water, so it's a field trip on the ocean. We turn Monterey Bay into a living classroom, and then they have curriculum that they use in their own classroom that aligns with this. These are ocean concepts aligned with next generation science standards. The program is free. They do community service, which is usually geared towards environmental protection in some way. So if it's a beach cleanup or river restoration or something like this. And then for each class, since many of the schools we serve are low or moderate income, we will provide bus transportation as well.
Wow, it's such an amazing, wonderful program.
Thank you.
And so many students that have gone through the program come back as adults, and I mean, it's been quite a while since established this in 1996.
Yes, and part of the reason we had this campaign was to be able to have students who had been through our program come back and tell their stories to us.
I know.
So we've had many where adults. I had somebody who provided our grant funding from Applied Materials who knew about our program because she had gone through our program when she was in elementary school. We've had, for example, somebody working down at Sobrilo Paper Packaging down in Watsonville, an executive there who went through our program. We've had teachers who's brought their students back. We also have 2 O'Neill Sea Odyssey instructors, Kyla Peterson and TK, who both come back as instructors after having been through our program.
I know, this is so amazing. And also we reach out to our community and the public that's involved in this to save our ocean.
Yes.
You know, and the creatures that live in it. So we're always looking for donations and people to get involved, which is so wonderful.
Yeah, people can contribute. It is a community-based program, so you can contribute by going to oso100k.org or o'neillseaodyssey.org, and there's a Donate Now button. Every dollar goes into educating a student who can come out on the program. Many of these students had never been on the ocean before, never had a chance for an ocean science program before, and thanks to your help, can do this.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward. This is a very special day today, and they're dedicating it Jack O'Neill Way.
Yes.
So this is a pretty amazing event. And
Jack O'Neill Way is this thoroughfare here that the mayor of Santa Cruz, David Terrazas, the great mayor, has worked with city staff to ensure that this will be commemorated. This is the site of the first Santa Cruz surf shop that Jack established.
Right.
In 1959, it was actually a little bit up the hill, and then it was moved closer down the parking lot, so it's very appropriate that this is the location of Jack O'Neill Way, as the mayor will tell you.
yeah, we were going to talk to him and interview him because he was a council member when we just dedicated this.
He did,
walk.
and I hear that he's watching us and he's helping to direct traffic at this very moment through Jack O'Neill Way.
All right, Dan, thank you so much. And
Thank you.
It's such a wonderful, wonderful program. I'm so proud to be part of it.
Thank you. Thank you, Joyce.
State Senator Bill Monning and State Assembly Member Mark Stone.
Lining up company after company to join in this effort. So as we honor the legacy of Jack O'Neill, the best way we can honor that is to protect our oceans. No matter where that child came from, San Jose or King City, they understood immediately through a fun exercise the connection between where they live and our ocean health and our planetary health. So I want to present this to Bridget, and also Dan, would you both come forward and invite Assemblymember Mark Stone to also share some words with you. Thank you very much.
Well, Tim, congratulations. I want to thank you so much. You and your family, and you and your father, Jack O'Neill, created and started the O'Neill Sea Odyssey in 1996. So this has been a long journey for you, right?
Yeah, it's been a great journey. It's been a lot of fun, and to deal with the kids and get their reaction when we go out into the ocean and stuff. It's a pretty great feeling.
Yeah, well, you are the skipper now of the catamaran. So, what are some of the great things you enjoy about it besides
just the smiles on the kids' face when they see different. When we leave the dock, we go out of the harbor and get a little wave, a little bump, and they all kind of scream and yell, and then when they catch the plankton and see seals or whales. It's great.
It's such a gift to the community, and what you and your father, and what you do, and what your father has created. Pretty amazing, and having the O'Neill Way now.
Yeah, that's great.
Isn't that great?
I don't think Jack ever dreamed they were going to do this here.
No, I know. I remember when we dedicated this wall in 2013. He was here, and the whole family was up here. And he enjoyed the police escort down the wharf.
Yeah.
Never thought that day would come.
No.
I know.
No,
this has been a great day for you and your family, but it is really an honor. And the city council did a great job putting a lot of this together.
Yeah, David did a great job.
But
And
I
the
also
rest
want
of the
to
crew
say,
too.
you have a charter, service that people can rent the
Yeah,
catamaran
yacht charters
and go
too.
out, and that's one thing I know so many people have gone out on. I have several times.
Yeah.
It's a great way to spend a couple hours.
Yeah, or an hour. We do an hour
Do
tour
you do
too.
an hour too?
Hour and a half, and
yeah. So contact. I'm going to tell everybody.
Yeah.
Want to go out, go on the catamaran. It's a great tour that you take everybody on. It's a fun thing.
Every ecosystem has a predator in it that is so important, I'll fix it in a minute, that if that predator dies, that kelp forest is gone. Every ecosystem has one. It's called the keystone predator. Everybody say keystone.
Keystone.
Predator.
Predator.
The keystone predator of the kelp forest is the
Otter.
otter. Why are otters so important to the kelp forest? It has to do with the food chain. If the otters are gone, the kelp forest will be gone in about a month.
Why?
It's a good question. There's an animal that eats kelp, and this animal isn't eaten by anybody else but otters. I'll show you.
Sea urchin?
Sea urchin. Raise your hand and tell me how otters eat them.
They don't they like take off some of the spikes?
They use something to do that. You're right, they do. What do they use?
No.
Not the kelp.
Rock?
They use a rock.
Crack them.
They crack them.
Open and they eat the inside.
Otters are really smart. Otters are like humans in the sense that when we have a problem, we figure out a solution. Usually they use the same tool. Their mom teaches them what tool to use. And then they stick it. They have a fold in their armpit and they hold on to it. So when they get their food, they bring that rock, they put it on their chest. They take their food and they go, and they eat it. So they can eat animals that other animals can't eat. They can eat crabs, they can eat clams, they can eat mussels, but most importantly, they can eat urchins.
Wow.
Now, we hunted otters about 100 years ago, didn't we? And you know what happened when we hunted them?
They were going over.
The kelp forest disappeared.
out.
Southern California used to have a lot more kelp forests. Southern California used to have kelp forest even thicker than ours because you get more sun down there. They don't have that anymore because otters are still extinct in a lot of Southern California. They never really recovered. Their numbers are not going up. Their numbers are actually going down. Why?
Pollution.
Ah, pollution.
I would like to introduce Adam Steckley, who is the operations coordinator for the O'Neill Sea Odyssey. Adam, we have done videos on you, and you're an instructor, and you have done so much, even to help create this. I talked to Dan earlier, and he said you were very responsible for creating this event, and nothing but praise for you. You've been a joy to work with, and you know, we filmed you in teaching. So tell us a little bit about being on the Team O'Neill.
Yeah, well, I've been with O'Neill Sea Odyssey for the last 13 years. And as you mentioned, this campaign, the 100,000 student campaign, was something that I thought would be a great way to engage with the community, primarily through social media. And so 14 months ago, we launched this storytelling, as Dan called it, to basically take O'Neill Sea Odyssey and the stories about it from not only our students, current and past students, but also donors who have supported the organization for so many years, and really engage a broader audience through our social media channels and things like that. So it's been really great, and this is the culmination of it, this event today.
I know your social media skills have been outstanding. And,
Thank you.
You know, in the office, but you did a magnificent job.
Thank you.
And just the teaching, and what some of the things that you taught on the catamaran, what were some of those?
Yeah, primarily I was both navigation and
right?
marine ecology. Marine biology, my plankton ID was not as good as others, so I stuck to the things that I did best. But yeah, I worked with so many students over the last 13 years, and you know, amazed that we have come this far. And Jack's vision, we've carried it on, and just thrilled to be a part of it.
So this plankton net has tiny little holes in it. It's basically just a big spaghetti strainer for plankton. We're gonna let some water run through this. We're gonna drag it behind the boat, and all the plankton is gonna go into this little jar, and it's gonna get strained, and the water's gonna come out these holes. We're gonna get a little tiny sample that has a lot of plankton in it, okay? And they're swimming around, some of them. Can you see them popping around?
What's that?
Yeah, plankton.
No, it's a big one.
Oh, we got a big one, wait. Oh, we got a baby crab.
He's like last
We got a baby crab, yeah. Look at all that stuff.
What is that?
There's our little baby crab, you see him? Isn't he cute?
What should we name him?
What do you want to name him?
Krabby. Krabby.
Mr. Krabs?
No. Krabby.
Sheldon? Fidel. Okay.
Laura Walker, and she is our education coordinator. And Laura, you have done such an amazing job, as with Adam and Dan, but you are sort of the core in some of the things you talk about and what you teach. So tell us what that experience has been like, and how long have you been doing this?
Well, I'm looking down the pipe at my 20th year with O'Neill Sea Odyssey, so I'm at 19 plus years right now, and it's been an incredible experience, especially today, connecting with so many people who've been with the program for so long, so many people in our community that have been such a big part of O'Neill Sea Odyssey. It's been really a special day so far for me. The experience of working on the boat, I mean, I make my living from teaching children to take care of the ocean, and it's good work. And by that I mean, not only do I feel like I'm doing something good for our community, but also I feel good when I go home at night about what I've done. Whoa, so first of all, look at that. Do you see anything up on that chart that looks like that?
Yeah, it's that chain diatom.
Yeah, it's a chain diatom. That's a single-celled plant. Each one of these cells is a link in the chain, and each one is a single-celled plant, right? And these little single-celled plants, they have a glass shell, right? And that guy, have you ever come out from swimming in the ocean, your eyes are really itchy and your skin's kind of itchy? That's from these tiny little glass shells that you can't see. You'd never even be aware of them, right? And so that's me handling the spinnaker line. It's been a very special journey all these years.
When you see the smile in the children's faces and how wonderful, you know, everything is, it's just it has to be a gift, you know, doing your job.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
it is absolutely. I know every day how lucky I am, and it does make me feel like I'm contributing something to be a part of this program, because every single child is going to go home and tell their parents about what they learned about protecting the ocean.
Right.
And they're going to learn how connected we are to the ocean, even if they don't know it, even if it hasn't been shown to them in their lives. they'll learn that from us and hopefully move forward with that knowledge and change their behaviors towards the ocean to preserve the life in the sea, but also our lives are so connected to the sea. The ocean makes more than half of our oxygen. All the plants in the ocean, all the diatoms, all the seaweed. And so when they know that, I'm hoping it'll change their perspective.
We have so much work to do to take all the plastics, all the debris out of the ocean, and I know we're starting, we care, but it's just in this last few decades that people are starting to think about it.
Yeah, and I think it's very overwhelming right now. I think it's hard for people to feel like they're making a difference, but one of the things that we teach the kids is that if everyone does just a little bit, it adds up to a lot. Yeah. And Sea Odyssey may be, it's 100,000 kids. That's just a drop in the bucket in humanity, but we've made a difference with those. That's what we can do. Yeah. So we're going to continue to do it.
And we know it's going to be the butterfly effect.
That's what we're hoping.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And so they're all different types of chain diatoms. Thank you. Look at that one. That one grows in a spiral, right?
Oh, that's another chain.
So these are all different chain. Look at all these. So there's a lot of plants growing in the ocean. And these guys, well, who does that look like?
Plankton.
Who watches, Plankton on SpongeBob. Look at him. One big eye, two big antennas, and what has he been eating? You can see right through and see what they've been eating. Whoa. He's been eating chain diatoms. So this is a copepod. Copepods are, you guys know what krill are? Krill is a type of copepod. That's what whales eat, right? So there are more copepods on Earth than any other type of animal. More than fleas or flies or ants or mosquitoes or people or anything. Some scientists say that there are more copepods on Earth than all the other types of animals put together. That's why whales can eat these guys and never run out of food. A huge blue whale can eat nothing but microscopic plankton its whole life and always be full, always have plenty of food, right?
Laura, I just want to thank you for all you have done in helping in this educational program, but I want to tell everybody out there, we're all here and we're all working together to support the O'Neill Sea Odyssey education program and keep continuing doing all the work you have been doing, and thank you.
Thank you, and we really appreciate people's continued support and your continued support, so thanks for all that you've done as well.
Thank you. I would like to introduce a few members of the family, Sean O'Neill, Pat O'Neill, and Bridget O'Neill. And we're at the close of this show. I just wanted to say that Jack passed away on June 2nd of 2017. He was 94 years old. And July 9th, we did a paddle out in memorial of that at the home on East Cliff. But I want to also say that we want to end the show with Jack's favorite saying, and it was, the ocean is alive and you have to take care of it. So thank you.
Surf.
Surf. Surf. Thank you. What a great day and a great honor. It was so nice to be here. So thank you.
I used to work downtown in San Francisco, and it would get so screwed up I'd come out and I'd jump in the ocean and I'd feel all right again.
When I see Jack's face, with his patch on, I think of the spirit of surfing at its best.
I got to spend some time with him. I spent about 2 or 3 hours with him at his house. And he asked me, if I'd been surfing, and I said, yeah, I'd be surfing around Santa Cruz. And at the time, I was like, it's really warm at the moment, And sure enough, he just turned around and looked up to me and he goes, "You're welcome."
Well, I guess when we think of Jack O'Neill, the first thing we think of is the wetsuit. But I think that's a bit obvious. I think more than that, it's this adventurous life, this pioneer, the pirate.
He was definitely a passionate man, passionate about adventure, passionate about nature.
Conversations with Jack were an adventure. I don't think I'll ever know anybody with that level of intellect and that level of joy in conversation and wanting to understand the world and do better for the world.
For all of us floating out here, every single one of us, some of the best moments of our lives have been spent in the water, waiting under that great dome of sky and catching that perfect wave that has taken us to where we need to be. And for most of us, that great ride has happened in a wetsuit that Jack invented. To Jack, from all of us, thanks for the ride that we've all had, and thanks for making our lives better.
And it wasn't just the paddle out in Santa Cruz, it was the paddle outs that occurred around the world.
Today was a very special day. We did a paddle out for Jack O'Neill to celebrate his life. It was definitely a very magical moment.
It was amazing. I can't even explain how that felt out there. It was special and something I won't forget for a very long time.
He was a worldwide figure. He was an ocean leader. He was a business leader. And that is what happened today. People paid honor to him, they appreciated him, and they felt the love that he felt for them.
If that wetsuit wasn't here, I would have done a different sport. I would have been able to kite or surf.
Oh, I'd just like to say thank you, Jack. He carried it forward constantly.
And as they say in our neck of the woods in Africa, may your wings never lose a feather.
The thing that I admire most about, Jack and his whole legacy is probably just the passion and the determination that he had just to go off on a limb and start this whole thing. That's something that I think we all can learn from. It's that love for the ocean that makes all of us want to spend as much time in the water as possible. And it's what connects Jack to all of us. To quote Jack one last time, it's been a hell of a ride, and long may it continue.
This is the ballad of Waterman Jack O'Neill, born in Colorado in the year of 23.
The ocean's alive, and we've got to take care of it.
He journeyed to the west